Hi, I'm here today with Elizabeth Tyrell, a math educator in the town of Andover. I'm real curious to hear your thoughts and experiences around how the high stakes of the MCAS testing has directly impacted your students in regards to their time on learning.
The high-stakes nature of the MCAS has trickled down into my students in the classroom, even though I'm not the graduation year. What it does to students in the community of Andover is it places a lot of pressure to perform on a test that is really a marathon experience testing-wise. It's multiple hours over multiple days. And it really is a grueling experience for the students. While we don't assign homework during MCAS testing, which 7th graders are really happy to not have homework, most of them really dread MCAS time coming around because it is so stressful for them, and it is impacting their ability to be their best selves in the classroom, to be curious, open learners. It really draws the attention away from learning math towards performing for a high-stakes test that is not set up for all learners. A major issue with accessibility that comes up with the MCAS test that I'm not sure the general public is aware of, particularly with math questions, is that a computer screen cannot show diagrams and the multiple choice responses the students are selecting from at the same time. If a student is stressed out about how they're going to perform on the test and they can't see the diagram, when they go to select their answers, they may forget important pieces of information that were presented. So there are some real harm that is done in terms of just the experience of taking such a long, involved, highly detailed test that really isn't always reflective of instruction in the classroom and common language that is being used. Math teachers don't have access to all of the released test items. So we teach to the standards as it is. We don't teach to test questions. We may look at old tests and try to, make predictions about how certain standards are going to be assessed. But our focus is teaching to the standards, and it will remain that way. We have the highest expectations for our students as learners of anyone. It's our life's work to create an atmosphere where our students develop a passion for learning our subjects, for me in particular, math. And that is completely separate from what the MCAS does. The MCAS puts very young people in a high-pressure environment where they understand that there's the potential to impact their future earnings and their access to high-quality jobs. And that really negatively impacts all of our students, even those who end up passing the MCAS on the first try. That high-pressure bubble that the MCAS creates in public schools is really toxic. So we're actually creating a situation with the MCAS where kids are more stressed out, more anxious, don't want to come to school. And then on top of that, we're actually not teaching the standards as richly as we should be.
And I really like how you articulated, we have the best standards in the country. They're called the gold standards. But it's also a 10-month curriculum. We start testing in the beginning of April in math in 5th grade. And so we have to cram in teaching to the test skills to pass, and we don't have the opportunity to cover in depth the richness of these standards.
So I think that allowing us to teach richly to our wonderful standards for all 10 months of the year is something that removing the high stakes test component could free up.
Well, I want to thank you because it's clear that this is about high standards and not high stakes, and that when this question passes in November and everybody votes yes on 2, all learners will thrive. Thank you.
Thank you.